tons of new records to show you, so let's hurry up with the intro, kick it. Alright, before we get into the new records that I've accumulated, should I buy new records? No, I have plenty that I need to listen to. My listen to stack is like this big, and now it's growing. Before we get to all that, I'd like to say on a sad note, yesterday we lost singer Cliff Johnson. Now, a lot of you would know Cliff Johnson from Off-Broadway. Here in the Midwest, they played a good amount of Off-Broadway along with Cheap Trick. We're very proud of those two bands. And like Cheap Trick, who has Robin Zander as their singer, who's amazing, Cliff Johnson was an amazing singer. I went to see him maybe about 10, 11 years ago at a bar, and he was putting out one of his solo albums. His solo stuff is a little harder to find, but you can find those Off-Broadway albums, usually like in the cheaper bin at stores. And I'll tell you, amazing voice. It sucks to lose him, and he can live on through his music, so please seek some of that stuff out. Great power pop vocalist. So we'll start off with some CDs, because CDs are pretty much cheaper to get and get them for a few bucks. If you go to Goodwill, sometimes they have good selections for like a quarter or 50 cents. This one I paid a little more for because I bought it on eBay. Hardline, Eclipse. It's got Neil Schon from Journey. I believe it came out like in '92. So AOR rock, heavy metal, glam rock, whatever, all that kind of stuff is being pushed aside in the early 90s for alternative and, of course, you know, pop punk and all that. But I got Hardline here. It's a good CD. Led Zeppelin, song remains the same. There's a few versions of this that have the whole concert, a lot more songs. This is just the same exact version that came out on Soundtrack LP. As a kid, would love to go see Song Remains the Same when that came to the movie houses as like a midnight movie. Love that show. Got this, One Step Beyond and other songs. It's 16 classics songs from Madness. Of course, you know them from Our House. Like I said, One Step Beyond, like a ska stuff. It is pretty good. I love listening to the other songs that weren't hits that we didn't really hear here in the States. Be Here Now. Oasis in like the mid 90s, late 90s, early 00s. Untouchable. Just pop rock perfection to a point. So Oasis, Be Here Now, CD. Also got Dig Out Your Soul. I'm not aware of anything on this album, so I'm eager to kind of see what kind of music is on this. Hopefully, same. Oasis usually more hits than misses, in my opinion. Good band. Whitesnake, Slide It In, have the LP. I've had it ever since it came out. Love this. My favorite Whitesnake album by far, Slide It In. So got it on CD. I get CDs so I could in my computer throw them on my iTunes, and that way when I'm upstairs I just blast my iTunes. Band from Finland that I'll talk a little bit more about later. Stradivarius. This is one of their CDs, and I'm buying this because I really like the album I got, which I said I will tell you about more. This is an unofficial release from REM. It's called We Are Having a Heavenly Time. Got it for $9.99. The cheapest one on eBay was sitting at like $14.99, so saw it in the store, $9.99. It's got a lot of good songs. Radio Free Europe, Central Rain, Carnival of Sorts, Hyena. It's got good stuff, early REM. It's good stuff, early REM. So I'm anxious to listen to this. I guess it was a broadcast at a radio station or something. We'll see. Bootlegs, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I did some purchasing on eBay. Who doesn't? eBay is nice to kill hours and hours on your phone just looking through eBay. The first punk show I ever went to, 1990 I believe, was at this suburban in Elmhurst, Illinois at McGregor's. Classic little suburban punk club there. I saw Sludgeworth because as I was driving home from my job at the time at UPS, I heard a song called Someday by Sludgeworth, and I was sold. I was like, wow, this is like rock, but it's got a little more edge to it, and it's not as refined and polished as the stuff that I'm hearing on the big commercial radio. And it was some student airwaves, whether it was high school or college, I forget, and they were playing it. And I looked them up, found that they were playing. And how did you look them up back then? Well, I'll tell you, 1990, you looked at every trade paper you could find, like local music magazines and all that, and you put your ears to the ground asking your friends, have you heard about this band? Have you not? It was not so simple as looking on your phone on the internet. Not possible at that time by far. And I somehow heard that they were playing a show. This other band, I had no idea who they were at the time, Screeching Weasel was headlining. These bands would change my life. It says Wiggle down there, but I believe the Gorgor Gore Girls played that show. But this show changed my life. It changed at the time the band I was in. It changed our direction a little bit because we felt this would be more at home. And I tell you, I'm glad to have an original flyer from a show, like I said. Changed my life. Also on eBay, this guy was selling promo. Speaking about McGregor's, a little band called Green Day played there, and I passed on that, but I did see them like 2 years after that. Got Green Day's promo picture. I do have a Green Day promo CD of Dookie and a promo sheet that they handed out, so this will just complete it. Make my last little promo pack of Green Day, and another band and then the whole pop punk scene that just changed my life. The same guy was selling all kinds of promo pictures. So for a really good price, I had him throw this in one also. Smashing Pumpkins on Caroline Records there. This is about when they were, this is their look they had for their first album, Gish, which is just, it's an amazing record. Have it on LP and CD. Went to a local flea market here in Illinois and picked up a few things. This guy has prices half off of what albums are going for. He goes a little high for what they're going for and then takes half off. So it's truly cheaper than what you would find other copies of the same kind, but it's not like truly half off. I'd say like a third off. I got EZO, 1987 heavy metal band. These guys are from Japan. I believe Gene Simmons produced this, and I've always heard of them on Headbangers Ball. They might have even played one of their songs. I'm going to refamiliarize myself with EZO here. Also got Plasmatics he had. This is their debut album, I believe, from 1980. Plasmatics, of course, with the late, interesting, and great Wendy O. Williams. Her solo album is pretty hard to find. So they do a song called Monkey Suit, and a band called The Digits here from Chicago put it on one of their albums. I always thought it was one of their songs. So I was like, oh, I know that song. Wait, how did this come out in 80? Then learned that Plasmatics did that song first, 1980. Now remember Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza? Showbiz Pizza had Rock-afire Explosion as their band. Chuck E. Cheese had like the Chuck E. Cheese band. You're either a Chuck E. Cheese person or a Showbiz Pizza person. I was more of a Showbiz Pizza person. And the Rock-afire Explosion, this is their first album. I think it's their only album. They may have put out like a little Christmas album, and I know they put out a lot of 45s. But this is, it goes for usually a good price, and I got it for about 2/3 of what they usually ask for it. So I'm really happy to have that. Another eBay purchase was a Record Store Day release, the Kim Shatuk demo tapes. I might do a video about my top 5 female, I am going to do a video about my top 5 female rock singers. And surprisingly, a lot of you will be like, oh, Stevie Nicks, Pat Benatar. I'm putting Kim Shatuk on it. She's from the Muffs, a band called the Muffs. They should have been huge. They were an amazing band. Pop rock, pop punk, whatever you want to call them. She had an iconic voice, and I'm really interested to listen to these songs on this album that she was working on. Recordings for the albums. Really, really happy, and just whatever I can get from Kim Shatuk, for sure I'm going to listen to, because we lost her way too soon, and like I said, for me, iconic female voice, the best female scream in rock and roll ever, the best female scream in music ever. Also on eBay, I saw eBay. Did I say that right? eBay. You hit the E hard, right? eBay, not eBay. Although you could, there's no law. eBay. Another band from Chicago, the Methadones. A late great band from Chicago area, the Methadones. Dan Schaefer, also known as Dan Vapid. He is on this, and he's singing on this. My buddies Pete Mittler and Mike Byrne are on the guitar and bass. And Mike Saucy on drums. He's been playing for a lot of bands. And this is a great one. This is like, I believe this is a compilation LP. So I believe it's maybe from 7 inches or unreleased music. I just listened to the whole thing yesterday, and it is amazing. Man, this band was good. The Methadones. And they did a reunion show recently in Chicago, and I didn't go to it. So speaking about Dan Schaefer, who's from Sludgeworth. This is like who's from Sludgeworth. And also then played Screeching Weasel. Played on My Brain Hurts. This is one of the best rock or punk rock records ever. Screeching Weasel, My Brain Hurts. We can argue all day, but you'll be wrong. It's one of the best rock and roll albums ever. So, under his name Dan Vapid, he's now doing Dan Vapid and the Cheats. Got this from their website, from the album's website, Centric Pop Records. Sometimes the easiest way is just to order from the album label himself. That's what I did. Escape Philosophy, a CD that came out a little bit ago now. The vinyl is out. This is a great record. Elvis Costello meets Tom Petty, early Tom Petty, when he was good, and Green Day, all in a blender, and it's perfection. Dan Vapid and the Cheats. Can't say enough. This will easily be on my top 5 albums of the year. Although I think it was music, that's whatever. Actually, my friend posted on Facebook, sometimes social media is good for you, right? And he was saying, hey, Target has a buy 2, get 1 free LP sale right now. And I know Walmart has all these sales all of a sudden where their albums are like $8 or $9. Target does all these weird stuff. These are big corporate machines that they look at their stock and then they want to unload some, and there's so many pros and cons to that. Always support your local indie store first. But so I was like, 2 for 1. Let's see what they have, or 2 for 3, or 3 for 2. 3 for 2. Buy 2, get 1 free. So I looked up Rush, because I'm always looking up Rush. One of the few vinyl. I have it in plastic because I'm weird about my Rush stuff. I like to keep it pristine. Rush in Rio. Got that on vinyl. They had it for a really good price on the Super Target website there. Voivod, their 7th studio album, The Outer Limits. I do like Angel Rat a little more than this one. The one before that, you see a band's career and it kind of, every band hopes they go like that, improving with their record. But a lot of bands start off here and then they go like that. Some bands go like this, whatever. But Voivod, is one of those bands that kind of peaks in the middle of their career, I think. But it's a good album. It's going to take me a few more spins to get more into it. But the 2 albums prior to this, I think I liked a lot better. But what the heck. So those are 2 that I bought. And you pick out 1, get 1 free. And I said to myself, Brian, you should not get a band that you know, because this is 1 free. This is a chance to discover anything. And as much as a punk rocker as I am, I buy more heavy metal stuff than punk rock stuff. Maybe I'm not a punk rocker. I don't know. Maybe I should change how I tell people. You have to pick the pronouns now. He, him, her, they, them, us, she, them, they, whatever. Yeah, I think you also have to pick what kind of music you like. So it's like heavy metal Dave or classic rock Rob. I don't know what I'm going to pick. I don't know if I'm going to be punk rock Brian or hair metal Brian. Although I don't have the hair for hair metal Brian anymore, but heavy metal Brian. Heavy metal punk rock, it doesn't really matter. Stradivarius is one of these power metal, Viking metal bands, whatever you want to call them. Glory metal, I don't know. They're from Finland, and they are amazing. It's one of these bands that if you look up on YouTube, they're playing in front of like 6 million people in Europe, and everyone is chanting and has swords and helmets, It's their 14th studio album, and it is just good. I played it once. It's good sing-along heavy metal. It's good stuff. So that's what I did with my free album. Alright, just last week I found myself in Oklahoma City, and shout out to Omaha Introvert. Love her channel. Of course, Omaha is Nebraska, but I knew she was familiar with the area, and I was like, hey Omaha Introvert, what's a good record store to go to? And she said, hey Brian's Funhouse, why don't you check out Guest Room Records. Now this is in Oklahoma City. I was trapped in Oklahoma City for 6 days. So I need to go and do something besides hang out in a hotel conference. Haunted Hotel, the Skirvin Hotel. Skirvin Hotel is haunted, and I have a few stories of, yes, it's haunted. So, Jewel, her debut in 1995. I got it on CD. At the time, I was into a lot of punk rock, and to kind of counter that, some people listen to like hard rock, heavy metal, and then they listen to jazz, or they listen to classic rock, and then they listen to classical. For me, to counter my other yin yang kind of, I was always into like maybe slower female artists, like Alanis Morissette, like Jewel here. So she was played a lot, just kind of bring myself down sometimes. And I just learned recently that just came out on vinyl, so I got it. Will I play it a lot? I don't know, probably not, but it's going to go in that huge pile of albums I need to somehow listen to, so eventually it'll get played. The Lemonheads. Oh, what a band. I should say what a band, what a record, because It's a Shame About Ray. A perfect damn record. Came out in 1992, I believe it was like their 5th album. I've purchased 2 records prior to this. 2 CDs prior to this and a CD after this. Cannot get into them as much as It's a Shame About Ray. So to me, and I saw Lemonheads live not too long ago, I don't know, they just peaked for me. Evan and the boys just peaked for me. Well, and the girl too, Juliana Hatfield, I believe, was in on this record as well. And they peaked with this. And I just can't get into their stuff as much since this. But this is, man, if you're looking for just perfect college rock, indie rock stuff, man, It's a Shame About Ray, about the Lemonheads. By the Lemonheads. Can't wait. I played the hell out of that tape. I had it on tape when it came out. And then I bought the CD. And now I got the vinyl. We have boobies. Let me fix the boobies here. A band from New Mexico. That was awesome. Scared of Shaka. I was lucky enough to be in a band that shared a bill with them. In New Mexico, we played with them. They were awesome. I do have their first record. This is their second record. Once again, when you go through a record store, you never know what you're going to find in the record store. And this was just there amongst all the other, album stores nowadays have tons of new vinyl. I like to look at the used vinyl more than the new vinyl. And this was just sitting there in the used, and picked it up for like $10. Couldn't be happier. Scared of Shaka. So it was a good store. I killed an hour in there. It's like 400 degrees outside, heat wave. But inside was rock and records and air conditioning. COHEED and Cambria. This is their 10th studio record. Their singer Claudio just writes comics, and the guy must never sleep because all he does is just write. This is the blue vinyl version of this album. This is the Axis album that just came out. I did listen to it. I think the band actually put it on their page, on their YouTube page, and I liked pretty much all of it. There was one song that maybe got a little too poppy on it. Not poppy, I shouldn't say, but it had you could tell like the effects on the vocals, and the drums almost sound like a drum machine. I forget which song it is, but that was like, But all the other songs, true COHEED and Cambria fans will be happy. Like I said, 10 studio albums now. It's one of my, if I did like, what's some of the bands that are still putting music out that you like, this would be easily towards the top. COHEED and Cambria, love them. High-pitched vocals, progressive music, good stuff. You can sing along to it. Got this punk tribute to Metallica. I believe it came out like in 01 or so. And then now they're finally putting it out on vinyl because Metallica, because of the TV show Stranger Things, is like one of the biggest things since Kate Bush. Because she's on Stranger Things too, her music. It's got Sloppy Seconds playing Hit the Lights. Flipper's on it. Dee Dee Ramone is on it. Total Chaos is on it. So lots of Metallica songs revisioned by these punk bands. Eager to see that. When I was in a punk band, we used to do Whiplash by Metallica. That would have been perfect for that comp, but no one asked us. Last but not least, the last record I bought there was a This is these limited edition 1,000 on yellow flame vinyl. Came out in '89. This is Danger from the Move LP, Music on Vinyl. I have a good success rate with enjoying the sounds from the Music on Vinyl LPs. Danger, I believe it was we'll say a hair band from New York. This came out in '89, towards the end of that big thing. I believe, I want to say, hair metal, maybe like '83 to '89 was the peak of that stuff, and it just, or '84 to '89, and it just, too late. People are kind of over it. I look at it as pop music with a lot of hairspray. I got number 553 of 1,000. But as long as you take the cheesiness, and you understand what it is, it's got a lot of good sing-along stuff. Bang Bang, Naughty Naughty, from the band Danger. I hope it's a good record. Last but not least, I went to the Hillside Record Show, went back. As you would see in some of my earlier videos, I went once and didn't spend a dime. I bought a mirror. This time I just immediately looked around the room, and the first seller I came to got some great records for good prices. I won't say great records for great prices because I was all excited to find some of these, and then when I got home, I realized the condition of some were, yeah. So he had them priced right. I just thought he had them priced great. Los Crudos, a great hardcore punk band from Chicago. They sing in Spanish. Was honored to share the bill with them way back in the day. Some of my fond memories of that whole punk scene were shows that, you know, played with Los Crudos on a bill. Amazing band. This is some of the earlier stuff, 91 to 95. This is the split they have with another punk band called Spit Boy. I already own it like an idiot. I didn't check my app to see which records I owned and which I didn't. So I'll be putting this right back into the population soon. Anthrax, 17 bucks. Some guy had a sealed one for $100, but I'm like, this is their first album. It has the original singer on it, or I don't know if he's the original singer, but for the first album, Neil Turbin, and of course, you know, everyone likes Joey, and I love Joey singing for Anthrax. Huge Anthrax fan. See them live a lot of times, and so this is the first album with another singer on it, and it's good. And it's, you know, it's usually pricey. You can see I paid 17 bucks, and I was like, whoa. And like an idiot, I didn't even look at the condition. I was like, yeah, first record, 17 bucks. It's got a huge chunk out of the cover. But the actual vinyl is great shape, so that's all that matters, right? We're not playing covers around here. And Shudder to Think, a band on Discord's Records, a great punk label, indie label from the Washington, D.C. area. 1991, this is their third record. Third on Discord. 2 is their record. I like Shudder to Think. Fast Furious punk rock from Ohio, the New Bomb Turks. Destroy Old Boy, this is their debut album. Finally have this on vinyl, so couldn't be happier than owning this on vinyl. Paid 14 bucks for that. Like Sham 69, was going to get their debut album, but this one was priced a little cheaper. I believe this was like 10 bucks. This is Sham 69, an early punk band from the UK. This is their greatest hits. Of course, the big song, you know, The Kids Are United. Good stuff. So this will let me enjoy all their hits, you might say. Sham 69. Local band from Illinois that's gone through, you know, lots of records. Lots of records for Enough's Enough. This is their 12th album. Originally 2010. Now it comes out on vinyl 10 years after. There's like a peach version, maybe a blue version, red version. I have the pink version. It says Jakey Lee on guitars. I believe he did not play on a lot of this album, or only played a few tracks. Some people say he didn't even play at all of what they kept on it, but he's listed as guitar, so who knows? You'd have to corner Chips Enough and ask him, to be honest, and how much did Jakey Lee play on this. I love Enough's Enough. Lead singer Mr. Donnie V is in a solo career that is amazing as well, so if you ever see one of his solo stuff, pick it up. Dennis DeYoung, of course, vocalist from Styx. This is his solo record here. I believe it's his 6th solo record of original material. Came out in 2020. There's a part 1 and a part 2. This is part 1. I did listen to a few songs on YouTube, and I liked it a lot. Now, to cap it all off, we're doing unboxing. I do know what this is because I only ordered one album off of Discogs from Germany, and this came in. And let's see if we can get it out for you. A live unboxing, or a recorded unboxing. This was on my Grail list for a long time, and eBay had a seller from America that had it not too long ago, and it went up to about $100, and then went up to about $89, $88, and I was looking at Discogs, and boom, one came up for like $40. The Sundays, Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic. The singer, what a sweet voice. Oh, she's so pretty on those videos. Those alternative girls of the 1990s. Woo! Is that socially acceptable anymore? What was that called? Cat call? I don't know if it is. So what do you do when you see a pretty lady? You just say, hey, pretty lady. That sounds creepier than, I don't know. Anyways, very pretty, very soothing voice. The whole package was just really nice when I was watching 120 Minutes and hoping to get Ministry and, like, you know, harder bands. Every once in a while they throw in a little softer alternative rock, and it was like, oh, this is nice. The Sundays. And I believe they only put out a few records. I have 3 of their albums on CD, so they might have just put out 3, but this was a Grail. Now it's mine. Now it's in the collection. I have no room, yes, but it is what it is. Hey, if you made it all the way through this, I wish I could send you like a free album or something. Thanks for watching. Talk to you again real soon.